Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank
So are
you.
you walking on stage a little different now?
You know what's crazy? No, because I was walking on stage, and Robin specifically, like, yeah, she was so confident before, and I think now it feels earned. Like, now it feels like it's not false confidence. It's like, yeah, you
Right.
should be proud of
I
yourself.
love that. You've stepped into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Minta, are you good at like celebrating yourself and taking the
No. No, I wish I was. I'm so emotional. The day of the announcements came out, I cried for hours. I've
Hours.
never cried that much.
Literally hours.
Yes, because I would stop crying.
You
And
know,
then,
there's a song called All Cried Out. That's
that
you.
was me. That was me. I went to that show last night, like, barely had a voice, but yeah, I'm not good at it, but I think I'm gonna get better because this is special.
Is there anything about the experience of this show that this nomination kind of validates for you?
Ooh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, and if I could speak to it, just being fully transparent, my character is like, you know, she doesn't get to be big and she doesn't get to be exciting. She is so vulnerable and she's in such a gray space in her life that transparency, I was nervous that the audiences weren't going to go on that journey with her. I was nervous that people were going to be distracted by how much fun they're having, that they don't realize the depth of what this person's experiencing. So to know that it has resonated enough to be acknowledged in this way is like, feels very rewarding. Because for me, it was important to do it regardless, to be that vulnerable, regardless of accolades, regardless of people got it. I think it was important for people who are like Robin to see themselves, but to know that like I can do both. I can be that vulnerable and people think it's worthy of acknowledgement is like so cool.
This is a sweet two-character musical, has a great modern score. A lot of people call it a rom-com. People have all sorts of ways to describe it.
Yeah.
Audiences love it. Why do you think audiences have really clicked with it?
I think because they like see themselves. I think these people are so regular. Like there's something beautiful about them being in this like extraordinary theater, and the music has this like extraordinary feel to it. But the people are so regular. So I think people, all walks of life, all ages, different places in their lives emotionally, see themselves, and they're like, yeah, like they're rooting for us because they're rooting for themselves. You know, that's what I think.
It's so funny. Broadway fans are real hype squads. I mean, like, I'm sure they've been telling you since this show started last summer, like, you should get a Tony nomination, right?
Yes.
And I've started to realize how actors really have to navigate that because you also just have to sort of stay grounded in your work.
Yeah. And it's funny, I've had the pleasure of, this is my third Broadway show, and I've heard that, and I've been like, okay, sure, you know, but you just don't know what anybody's gonna resonate with.
Yeah.
So yes, people have been saying that in Boston, and I was like, y'all are so kind. Baby, we don't know if we're going to Broadway. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even have a theater, but like, thank you. And I've had people who said it at the stage door at the Longacre who are in my DMs like, I told you, I knew what I called it. So that's like, it's just so cool.
Yeah, you had a big splash in the King Kong musical, and then you became a mom, and then you did this show in Boston.
Yeah.
Obviously, it came from London. You didn't know what the future of it would be.
No.
And this journey, I mean, it's kind of like everything possible has happened.
Literally. and then too, the show got 8 nominations. So not only like do I get to celebrate the journey I've had as an individual, but like as a family, like the Two Strangers family, we're celebrating each other. And it's like the little show that could, you know, so it feels like a big party.
Yeah.
Like, feels really exciting.
What would younger Christiani be most blown away by from the experience of all this?
You're not gonna get me. Please don't let me cry. Okay. I think just that I'm sitting here, talking to you, that I'm sitting here with this little fancy pen. I think I keep saying that like I am a theater girly. I love theater. So I was always okay with like watching the Tonys. Like in fact, I love watching the Tonys. So I was always okay celebrating other people and celebrating other shows. So I think my younger self would be so proud, being like, no girl, you're on the stage. You're at the ceremony. You're not just at the, you know, at the summer stock watching it. You get to be up there too. So I think just this, she'd be very proud.
And she's not just there, she's nominated.
Yeah.
Also, can you just look in that camera for a minute and tell future Christiani how you feel right now? How do you feel? I'm sure she's doing great things too.
I think you're living your best life, and I think that you are, you're where you are today because you're grateful to be there as well. And I'm proud of you too, and keep killing it, sister, because all the work that you've been putting in is worth it, and there's only better things coming your way.
I love it. Congratulations. So good to see you.